And our first recipient in the public category is somebody who is the patriarch of a really, a unique family. And it takes a unique man to work with his wife. And it takes a very patient wife to work with her husband. Don't think I wasn't going to work both sides of the fence. I'm not stupid. But let's learn a little bit more about the recipient of the Merchandiser of the Year in the public sector, Mr. Rick Klein.
He's living the dream. He's living the dream.
Rick Klein's dream began while working as the PGA Director of Golf at Marriott's Seaview Resort in New Jersey.
20 years ago, I came home to my wife and I said, hey, I've got this idea.
It was a driving range and miniature golf course, no golf shop at all. Rick saw an opportunity here that he thought that we could bring Marriott to Kutztown.
So Sittler Golf, nestled within the rolling farmland of Kutztown, Pennsylvania, would be the setting for this roll-up-your-sleeve story of success.
This is Route 222.
It's the major artery between Allentown and Reading, Pennsylvania.
We are on a major intersection, which is wonderful. We have probably over 40,000 cars a day passing by. You talk about location, location, location. We got it.
Pennsylvania's motto of virtue, liberty, and independence is on full display at Sittler Golf. Building the golf shop from scratch, Sittler was more than a budding business. It was also home. For 7 years, Rick and Patty raised their 3 children while living in a converted office space which overlooks the range. 2 solid foundations under one roof.
My parents, they work so well together. People always ask me and my brother and my sister, hey, are you going to run the business one day? There's no way I could do it without a relationship my parents have. They are best friends and they work together on everything.
The marketing that she does for us, it's second to none. She's got a rewards program, the website, online scheduling systems. She is just on top of it. We now have 24 different flavors, which is phenomenal.
It's definitely family run. We have other employees here, so there's other people that work for us and so forth, but we do provide the basis.
It's family, it's fun, it's fresh, it's innovative. You walk in and you feel like you actually could feel like you're part of the family.
He's always looking for that edge.
A little more stability.
He's always looking for something different. And I never come out of an appointment without being charged up.
The Sittler brand has grown, thanks in part to Rick's nationally recognized club fitting expertise that brings in customers from hours away.
He is definitely a visionary. What he saw coming down the track was the idea that custom fitting was going to be brought to the masses, to the public.
Oh, it's huge. It's a big contributing factor to our success. We keep up with all the manufacturers. Next, we're going to use the shaft optimizer. It's getting the proper club fit to you.
Rick is viewed as a leader in club fitting and an expert, and by our fellow PGA professionals, we look to him and seek his advice. And he's constantly trying to educate himself and better his staff from attending club fitting seminars all over the country.
That felt good, Rick. Yeah, that was real good. That was on the money.
With a strong sense of community, Rick coached the Kutztown High School golf team for 10 years and is a strong supporter of the first tee.
He lights up when he sees the young kids that we bring in, and some of these kids have never touched a golf club before. I'd just like to thank Rick for opening up his arms and allowing us to use this facility and growing the first tee in this part of the county.
All right, great follow-through.
Rick's passion and compassion makes Sittler Golf a special place.
That's what I want you to feel, okay?
It was diagnosed as transverse myelitis. I became paralyzed from the waist down. One of my big goals was to get back to golfing, and he has been so patient and so kind and so positive and inspirational.
Oh, yeah! That was solid. Look at that smile. That was great.
You see the smile on his face. When I hit a good one, he's as happy as I am, and I hit it.
That's for sure.
Rick, most importantly, is a relationship person. He understands the relationship with his family, the relationship with his customer, the relationship with his vendors, more importantly, the relationship with his community. And I think that's one of the most successful things I would attribute to Rick Klein.
The thing about Rick, it's his passion, his enthusiasm, and not only for his profession, but for life.
Everybody talks about the American dream today, and Rick and Patty live it.
To be with my kids every day, and my wife, and our extended family. I'm so proud, that they're able to be a part of it and want to be a part of it. It's quite an honor.
Oh yeah. Great shot.
Thank you.
That piece sums up how a PGA professional can have an impact on so many people, multi-generational. Look at all the different age groups that Rick Klein has affected. So let's welcome him up here, the recipient of the Merchandiser of the Year for a public facility, Mr. Rick Klein.
In the cold and dry heat, I put my business out on the street, playing the blues everywhere I can, down in the alley to the promised land. Crazy women and jealous men, I come across them every now and then. I'm living a dream. In the cold and dry heat, I put my business out on the street, playing the blues everywhere I can.
Mizuno believes that golf equipment should fit each individual golfer perfectly and offers custom options to fit every level player. But how do you identify the perfect combination for your swing? The Shaft Optimizer takes away the guesswork by measuring swing speed, tempo, toe down, kick angle, and release factor to reveal your unique swing DNA and identify golf clubs that will make an immediate improvement to your game.
If you're not playing with equipment fit to your swing, you're not playing to your potential. The PGA certified club fitters at Sittler Golf Center were voted one of America's top 100 best by Golf Digest. They'll measure your swing speed, lie angle, club length, and grip size. And using the latest club fitting systems and technology, build a custom fitted set to your specifications at the same price as stock clubs. Golf is challenging enough. Make sure you have the right tools. Custom fitted clubs from the area's preferred club fitter, Sittler Golf Center.
We're in Hiroshima, Japan at the Chudo Koyo factory, and this is what makes a Mizuno golf club different than anything else in the industry. So with the grain flow forging process, it's a little bit different than a traditional forging. We start by taking a 1025E Pure Select billet of mild carbon steel. What a billet is, it literally is just a piece of metal, an elongated cylinder of metal. We'll take that cylinder and put it through a bending and stretching process. So by starting with the 1025E billet, you're able to ensure that the grains of the metal flow continuously from heel to toe. Metal is a lot like wood in that if you think of it, everyone knows wood has splinters and grains that run along the length of it, but metal is very similar where it actually has microscopic grains. So if you're able to get those really tight and consistent and flowing along the length of the club head, you can get a more consistent piece to piece, and you're also going to get a truer vibration and a better feel from the golf club. So we take a mild carbon steel billet, we bend and stretch it into a proper shape, and then we go into our primary forging step. With the primary forging, it's a hammer press. So that's a hammer that actually comes down like a hammer and actually pounds it 3 times into roughly the shape of a golf club. every loft of every golf club has its own primary stage forging. So even though when you look at it, it looks really rough, it is the first step in forming that specific 7-iron or that specific 5-iron. From there, it goes into what we call kind of a cookie cutter stage, and it trims it down into the shape of a golf club. From there, it takes the primary forging and it goes into the first set of precision forging.
So this is the first primary. This is the first time precision forging.
What the precision forging is a hydraulic press that's a slow compression of the golf club into a more precise shape. There's a little bit of extra flash that comes out after a precision forging. That's removed through another cookie cutter, and then it goes into the secondary forging. You know, again, each of these steps, it's really tightening the grains, it's making sure everything's really consistent, and it's pressing it more and more into the shape of a club. So after the second hydraulic press, it goes into a blast, a sand blast, that actually removes any of the impurities that have started to oxidize on the golf club.
How long does process take, this blast? Is it short?
15 minutes.
15 minutes for first set of heads? Okay. So already have score line here.
Yeah.
So this is final. Final done. Okay.
So this is the final stage of a club being made at the Chuo factory. What happens in this room is clubs are getting the final logos placed on as well as the inspection samples before they go out to go into your bag. So there are only a handful of places in the world that forge golf clubs. With Chuo and Mizuno's partnership, they work together and only forge golf clubs together. If you look at many of the other forging foundries across the world, you'll see any of a number of lines coming down from one manufacturer on this line to another manufacturer on this line. With Mizuno and Chuo, we've partnered up with a handshake partnership to develop not only all of Mizuno's golf clubs, but to help advance forging just as an art, to establish the greatest golf clubs together.
No frost delays, no mosquitoes, and no lost balls. Just golf, played under the perfect conditions. You, your clubs, and 18 virtual holes. With Sittler Golf's Full Swing Golf Simulator, you and your foursome can spend a morning at Pebble Beach and an afternoon at Pinehurst. Try 50 World Championship courses, hit off the tee and turf, and watch as your real shot turns into real-time computer graphics. Sittler Golf, all weather, all year.